what I see time and time again is that songwriters, for whatever particular reason, are very precious about their work. They're very, very reluctant to take coaching and to accept feedback. For some reason, painters, sculptors, dancers, all sorts of different people in the arts go to school. They go and get Masters of Arts degrees, and they accept instruction from experts and sit at the feet of their mentors and learn how to do their craft. And yet songwriters are extremely reluctant. They think that for some reason what they do is beamed in from the muses and is untouchable. And I really encourage songwriters to seek out a mentor or a coach that can help them improve their craft. Because as far as I'm concerned, songwriting itself is a craft. It's not an art. It can achieve art. There are songwriters who have achieved a level of artistry as a songwriter. But in and of itself, songwriting is like cabinet making or furniture making. It's a craft that you learn. You find out what components work well. You find out what tools you need to put them together. You find out what designs work. And then you go to work on your craft and you continue to get coaching and mentoring from people who have been there, done that, and had success doing it. And but songwriters really drag their feet when it comes to that. So I encourage anybody at whatever level you're at. I still, even at the point that I'm at this point, still bounce my songs off of people that I trust. Mm-hmm. And I listen to their feedback, not as though I'm going to take every single word and apply it to my work. But when you write a song, and I think everybody will agree with this, after a while, you may come out of your writing session buzzed with that thing. Man, I just wrote the biggest hit on the world. Because you got to believe in your work. Every songwriter has to believe in their own work and be enthusiastic about it, because you can't depend on anybody else ever believing in it. And you have to be your own best advocate. But once you get a little bit of perspective on it, and you listen back maybe to your work tape or whatever, and you go, I'm not sure whether that line in the second verse is quite making it. And you have a little lingering doubt, that kind of runs up and down your spine when you hear that song. And then you play it for somebody who you can really trust, who's going to give you objective and professional and constructive feedback. And they say, you know what? That second line, the second verse could be better. Or maybe it doesn't quite make sense to me. And then that's something you really need to address. New songwriters that come into town without any kind of reputation, without anything but some talent and some enthusiasm, they're up against Rivers Rutherford and Craig Wiseman and Jeffrey Steele. And so their songs have to not only be as good or better than them, but they have to overcome the stigma of not having any kind of reputation. Because two songs are equivalent songs, and they're both rocking, and they both sound like hits. One of them is a Rivers Rutherford song, and one of them is written by somebody who just came to Nashville and doesn't have a reputation. Which song is that label going to trust in? They're going to trust in the song that's by the established writer, correct? Because that's a backup for them. These guys are hit writers. This person has never written a hit. So in order to raise their game, the unknown writers' games, they have to continue to improve their craft every single day, writing every day, working on their songs every day, and taking feedback and coaching that will improve their songwriting. Songwriting is about communication. And if your songs aren't communicating exactly what it is you intend to communicate, it's not the listener's fault, it's the writer's fault.